Here's a question that trips up even experienced developers. In TypeScript, what's the difference between a module and a namespace? One of them is basically dead in modern code. And if you're still using it, you're probably making your bundles bigger and your life harder. Let's clear this up once and for all with real code so you can organize huge code bases without losing your mind. Picture a TypeScript project with 200 files and everything dumped into one giant script. Nothing's reusable, names collide, and one change breaks 5 things. Modules solve this. A module is simply a file that has its own scope. Anything defined inside stays private unless you explicitly export it. That single rule is the foundation of every clean code base you've ever seen. Here's the rule. TypeScript actually follows. A file becomes a module the moment it contains a top-level import or export. Without one, everything you write lives in the global scope and can clash with other files. Notice how this file declares a constant and exports it. That export keyword is the door. It lets other files reach in. Everything you don't export stays sealed inside. The most common way to share code is a named export. You can export functions, constants, types, and classes, each with its own name. The big advantage is clarity. Whoever imports your file knows exactly what they're pulling in by name. And because the names are fixed, editors give you perfect auto-complete and safe renaming across the whole project. Let's add a few more exports to see the pattern. On the other side, you import named exports using curly braces. List exactly what you need, nothing more. This keeps your dependencies explicit and helps bundlers tree shake, meaning unused code never ships to your users. If two files export the same name, you rename on import using the as keyword. Look how we pull in just the formatting functions we actually use. Sometimes a file has one obvious thing it exports. A single class or component. That's where a default export shines. You mark one export per file as the default, and importers can name it whatever they like without braces. It feels convenient, but be careful. Default exports make renaming harder and confuse auto imports because there's no canonical name. Many teams, including big React shops, now prefer named exports everywhere for consistency. Here's an intermediate trick that keeps your output clean. When you import something only for its type, use import type. This tells the compiler the import vanishes completely at runtime. It never appears in your compiled JavaScript. That avoids accidental runtime dependencies and prevents annoying circular import issues. With the verbatim module syntax setting in modern tsconfig, being explicit here is the recommended default. As folders grow, importing from 10 different files gets noisy. The fix is a barrel file, usually an index.ts that re-exports everything from a folder. Now consumers import from one clean path instead of digging through file names. You can re-export name things, rename them on the way out, or even export everything with a star. One caution: overusing barrels can hurt tree shaking and create circular imports, so keep them at sensible folder boundaries. Everything so far loads at startup, but sometimes you want to load code only when it's needed. Like a heavy chart library on a dashboard tab nobody opens until later. That's a dynamic import. It returns a promise and loads the module on demand, which lets bundlers split your code into separate chunks. Notice it's an expression you await, not a top-level statement. This is the backbone of lazy loading and faster first page loads. How does TypeScript actually find a file when you write a relative path? It walks the directory, trying the file with .tarkis, then .dicex, then index files inside folders. For packages from node modules, It reads the package's exports field in package.json. In modern projects, you'll set module resolution to bundler or node next in tsconfig, which matches how White, sbuilt, and Node's ES modules genuinely behave today. Get this wrong, and you'll see those dreaded cannot find module errors. Deep relative imports like dot dot slash dot dot slash get ugly fast. Path aliases fix this. In tsconfig, you define a base URL and a paths map, so you can write a clean prefix like @/ instead of climbing folders. Your editor resolves it, and your bundler needs the same alias configured to match. This one change makes refactoring painless. Move a folder, and the alias still points correctly. Two modules that import each other create a circular dependency. At best, it works by luck. At worst, you get undefined values at runtime because one file hadn't finished loading when the other needed it. The cleanest fix is to extract the shared piece into a third module that both import. Type-only imports also help, since they disappear at runtime and break the cycle. When a value is suddenly undefined for no reason, suspect a circle. Now the other half of this video, namespaces. Before ES modules existed, TypeScript had its own way to group code and avoid global name clashes called a namespace. It wraps related code under one name and you export members to expose them. It works without any module system at all. Everything lives in one big script. That sounds handy, but it predates the modern import-export world. And that's exactly why it's mostly retired now. So why did modules beat namespaces? Modules are the JavaScript standard. They run natively in browsers and Node. They tree shake, they support lazy loading, and every bundler understands them. Namespaces are a TypeScript-only invention that compiles into a global object, which bundlers can't shake or split. The official TypeScript guidance is blunt. For any code using a module loader, use ES modules, not namespaces. The visual makes the trade-off obvious. Namespaces aren't completely gone. You'll still meet them in two places. First, ambient declaration files. Those .ts files that describe untyped libraries often group types under a namespace. Second, declaration merging, where a namespace adds static members onto a function or class of the same name. It's a niche but real pattern. Outside of these, treat namespaces as legacy and reach for modules instead. Let's do the refactor every TypeScript developer should know, turning a namespace into a proper module. You drop the namespace wrapper, move the exports to the top level of the file, and let the file name itself become the grouping. Consumers then import what they need by name. It's cleaner, tree shakeable, and editor friendly. This is exactly the change you'd make when modernizing an older Indian enterprise codebase or NPTEL example written years ago. Let's tie it together with structure. The pattern that scales is feature folders. Group files by what they do, not by file type. Each feature owns its components, services, and types, and exposes a single barrel index. Shared code lives in a common folder behind its own alias. This keeps boundaries clear, makes ownership obvious across teams, and means a new developer can navigate the project in minutes instead of days. Finally, prove it all compiles. Running the TypeScript compiler in no emit mode checks every import and export resolves correctly without producing files. A clean run means your module graph is sound. No missing paths, no broken aliases, no accidental circular type. Wire this into your continuous integration and you'll catch organization mistakes before they ever reach production. So here are the 3 things to take away. 1. A module is just a file with imports or exports, and named exports plus barrel files are your tools for clean structure. 2. Path aliases, type-only imports, and dynamic imports keep large codebases fast and refactor friendly. 3. Namespaces are legacy. Use ES modules everywhere except ambient declarations and declaration merging. Next up in the TypeScript track, we go deep on generics, the feature that makes your types truly reusable. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and drop your biggest structuring question in the comments. I read every single one.